All Stop Sports. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back with another video. We're going to talk some more boxing, but first and foremost, shout out to the LDBC. Now, this article comes to us via Bleacher Report. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description. The title reads, Keith Thurman undergoes elbow surgery, expected to miss at least 6 months. I'm going to read a little bit of the article as usual, and I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts. It says, welterweight boxing champion Keith Thurman announced Friday that he will miss 6 months after undergoing surgery on his right elbow. And then it goes ahead and gives a few brief comments from Keith. He says, "One thing for sure, the doctor doesn't want me to rush back into action. You can't jump back into the race too soon. It might start to feel good after a month or two, but you don't want to rush it. My right elbow's job is to land punches like a missile. It might feel good, but it might not be able to sustain that. It might cause inflammation to develop, and then you have to wait to let it calm down and feel better. I figure a 4-month recovery will be quick. The doctor recommended 6 months of no action before training. I won't rush it." The article goes on and says the 28-year-old Thurman is 28-0 in his career and is the unified welterweight title holder after retaining his WBA super welterweight title and winning the WBC welterweight title from Danny Garcia in March. Then it gives another quote from Keith where he says, "I had loose bodies in the elbow, similar to what baseball pitchers have. They have to go in and take out the loose bodies and calcium deposits. It was getting in the way of the hinging of the elbow, and when I threw a punch, it was causing pain and inflammation. I noticed it before the Danny Garcia fight. There was no way to get rid of it without the surgery. I'm healing and getting the function back so that I can be pain-free." The article closes by stating, while Thurman expressed hope that he could potentially fight later in 2017, he acknowledged that his next contest may not take place until 2018. This is bad news because I was hoping next week Errol Spence and Kell Brook fight. If Errol Spence beats him, he's been pretty adamant about demanding the Keith Thurman fight by the end of 2017. And with Keith having this elbow surgery, I doubt that he's going to come back and fight Errol Spence, even if he can make it by the end of 2017. I think he's going to have to take a tune-up fight coming off of this type of procedure before he can go in and try to unify with Errol Spence Jr. And we know Manny Pacquiao has the WBO belt tied up fighting guys like Jeff Horn. Man, this just puts a pause button on the unification, hopefully becoming undisputed in the welterweight division. Keith Thurman being out, I was hoping that we could possibly, if not get the Thurman-Spence matchup by the end of 2017, hopefully we would get it the early part of 2018. But I don't think we'll be able to get that fight until possibly summer of 2018 or possibly the end of 2018. Kell Brook also said that he was wanting to fight Keith Thurman if he beat Errol Spence Jr. next weekend. He was saying he wanted to unify with Keith. Keith is his favorite fighter. Everybody's eyes are on Keith. I made a video a few months ago saying that he's the most wanted man in boxing, and now he's not even available. And what hurts Keith also is that he hasn't been that active the past 2 years. So it's not like this guy's fighting 3 times a year. So how can we get these fights that we want to see with him fighting once a year? And I doubt that the fight he's going to take next is going to be the fight we want, coming off of this elbow surgery. Now, I know he did come back and fight Sean Porter coming off of that car accident, but Errol Spence is a different fighter than Sean Porter. And this is just, assuming that Errol Spence goes in and beats Kell Brook next week. But even if he doesn't, Kell Brook said he wanted Keith Thurman too. Like I said, Keith Thurman putting pause on the whole welterweight division. If anybody else hears this video on the LDBC, I got a question. When do you think the fight's going to take place between Keith Thurman, who has 2 championship belts at the welterweight division, and the winner of next week's fight between Errol Spence and Errol Spence and Kell Brook? I'm thinking at best summer of 2018. All Stop Sports. We out.